Ahoy there, crew. I'm Chief Officer Safety, but you can call me Shelby, your translator for one of the most important languages ever created for life at sea. It's not English, not quite. It's the IMO Standard Marine Communication Phrases, or SMCP, the official international language that keeps ships from bumping into each other and crews from shouting, "What did he just say?" So what exactly are SMCP? They're a set of standardized English phrases developed by the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, to make sure that when a Russian officer, a Filipino AB, and a Greek pilot talk, they all understand each other perfectly. Because when you've got people from 10 different countries on one bridge, speaking 5 versions of English, you don't want "turn to port" to be misunderstood as "full speed ahead." SMCP are the international language of safety at sea, the maritime equivalent of air traffic control phrases for pilots. To really understand why SMCP is so crucial, we need to rewind the clock. Way back. In the early 20th century, long before SMCP, communication at sea was a chaotic mess. Imagine a floating Tower of Babel. Every nation, and sometimes every single shipping company, had its own unique set of signals and phrases. A German ship might signal, "I am altering my course to starboard," while a nearby French vessel, using their own system, interprets it as, "I am stopping my engines." You can see how that might not end well. This patchwork of communication methods was a disaster waiting to happen, and it did. As global trade boomed and waterways became more congested, ships started colliding with alarming frequency, often due to simple language mix-ups. The tipping point came in the 1970s. A series of tragic and costly collisions in the English Channel, one of the world's busiest shipping lanes, finally caught the urgent attention of the International Maritime Organization's Subcommittee on Safety of Navigation. The conclusion was inescapable: we need a single global language for the sea. So, in 1977, the IMO introduced its first attempt, the Standard Marine Navigational Vocabulary, or SMNV. It was a solid first step, a basic phrasebook for bridge-to-bridge conversations. It was updated in 1985, but it was still far too limited. It only covered navigation. What about a fire in the engine room, or a medical emergency, or even just coordinating with a pilot? The SMNV was silent on these critical topics. Recognizing this, the IMO decided to start fresh in the 1990s. This time, they assembled a dream team. Seasoned mariners, professional linguists, and communication experts all teamed up to completely overhaul the system from the ground up. Their monumental effort culminated in November 2001, when the IMO officially adopted the Standard Marine Communication Phrases, the comprehensive SMCP we use today, through Resolution A9822. This wasn't just an update, it was a revolution. SMCP officially replaced the old SMNV, and for the first time, maritime English became truly standardized worldwide, laying the foundation for its integration into critical safety regulations, like STCW and SOLAS. Now let's talk about the legal muscle behind it, because SMCP isn't just a nice idea, a friendly suggestion scribbled on a napkin. It's a critical safety system, and for any system to work on a global scale, it needs teeth. Without a strong legal framework, a standardized language would be just another recommendation, easily ignored in the heat of the moment. That's why SMCP is firmly backed by international law. The journey to formal recognition was a crucial step. The SMCP were officially adopted through IMO Resolution A9-1822 on the 29th of November 2001. This wasn't just a ceremonial nod, it was a directive that sent ripples across the entire maritime industry, setting a new, unified standard for communication at sea. That resolution tells every maritime administration, flag state, and training institution to do 3 key things. First, ensure SMCP is used onboard ships flying their flag. Second, teach it rigorously in maritime academies. And third, test for proficiency during officer certification exams. It's a complete, top-to-bottom integration. So when you learn SMCP, you're not just learning safety phrases, you're ticking off a mandatory STCW requirement. This isn't an optional extra credit course, it's a fundamental part of your professional qualification, as essential as navigation or stability. Under the STCW Convention, that's the standards of training, certification, and watchkeeping for seafarers. The rules are crystal clear. Regulation I-14 says companies must make sure their crew can communicate safely. And Sections AVI-1 and A-II-1 require officers to demonstrate a working knowledge of English, which explicitly includes the ability to use and understand the IMO SMCP. That means, legally, every officer of the watch must know how to say, "Stand by engine," and "Keep clear of me," in the proper SMCP format. There's no room for ambiguity. Saying "Get ready down there" to the engine room just doesn't cut it. The law demands precision. And even though SOLAS doesn't directly name SMCP, its Chapter 5 on Safety of Navigation demands effective bridge-to-bridge and ship-to-shore communication. How do you achieve that without a common language? You can't. So, SMCP fits perfectly within SOLAS, STCW, and the ISM Code, forming a golden triangle of safety and becoming part of the international language of compliance. At its core, the SMCP is elegantly simple. It's split into two main sections, much like two halves of the same critical radio call. This division isn't arbitrary. It's a carefully designed structure created by the International Maritime Organization. The goal? To separate the language used with the outside world from the commands used within the vessel itself, ensuring clarity where it matters most. First up, Part A. External communication phrases. This is your script for talking to the world outside your hull. Think ship-to-ship and ship-to-shore conversations, coordinating with pilots, or sending out urgent distress messages. It's the common language of the high seas. Instead of a vague, "What are you doing?" the SMCP gives us the precise, "What are your intentions?" Instead of "I'm turning right," it's the unambiguous, "I am altering my course to starboard," or the essential, "Stand by on VHF channel 16. Simple, clear, no room for confusion, which is a core principle of maritime safety regulations like SOLAS. Then we have Part B, onboard communication phrases. This part covers the vital internal ship operations, safety, drills, and emergencies. It's about ensuring every crew member, from the captain to the engine cadet, understands a command instantly. Things like, "Fire in engine room, port side." "Lifeboat number 1 ready for lowering." "Stop engine. Stand by for maneuvering." Every word is a direct, actionable order. Beyond these two parts, there are also dedicated categories for almost any situation. You'll find specific phrases for emergencies like fire, collision, or man overboard. There are scripts for pilotage and tug operations, cargo handling, and even managing passengers. And of course, there's a whole section for distress communications under GMDSS. Every single phrase is designed to be short, standardized, and unmistakable, a linguistic failsafe, even with heavy background noise, poor radio quality, or the thickest of accents. So why is SMCP so important? Let's break it down. It prevents misunderstandings. A single word out of place at sea can mean collision or disaster. SMCP keeps everyone literally on the same page. It unites multinational crews. A ship might have 10 nationalities on board. SMCP acts as the common tongue. It ensures legal compliance. Using SMCP shows you're following STCW, ISM, and SOLAS standards. It strengthens training. Maritime academies teach it as part of bridge team management and maritime English. It standardizes VHF worldwide. Port control, pilots, and VTS officers all expect SMCP. It's the professional way to communicate. Now, who's behind all of this? That'd be the International Maritime Organization, headquartered right here in London at 4 Albert Embankment, SE17SR, United Kingdom. The IMO has 175 member states and 3 associate members, and nearly all of them voted in favor of adopting SMCP back in 2001. That's as close to a global consensus as you'll find in the maritime world. So, whether you're sailing in the English Channel, the South China Sea, or the Gulf of Aden, the same phrases apply. If you say, "Keep clear of me," every watch officer on the planet knows what you mean. And yes, if you ever hear someone on the radio say, "Hello my friend, good evening captain," that's not SMCP, that's enthusiasm, which is nice but not standardized. SMCP doesn't live alone. It's part of a whole family of international maritime conventions. So, in a way, SMCP is the voice that ties all of these conventions together. Since its introduction, SMCP has made a massive difference at sea. Communication-related incidents have dropped dramatically. It's now part of VHF, GMDSS, and bridge simulator training. It's been translated into dozens of languages, but the official working language is English. And most importantly, it's made our oceans safer for everyone, from small yachts to 400,000-ton tankers. If you want to read the official text, look up IMO Resolution A-18-22, the document that adopted SMCP, the STCW Convention and Code, Sections A-11-1, A-11-2, and A-6-1, the SOLAS Convention, Chapter 5, and the IMO publication, Standard Marine Communication Phrases, ISBN 978-92-801-518-7. These aren't just technical papers, they're the foundation of how we talk, act, and stay safe at sea. So next time you grab the radio and call the bridge, remember, you're not just talking, you're speaking the official language of safety. I'm Chief Officer Safety Shelby, and you have been watching the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel. And if you've learned something today, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And check out our full CVSSA series, where we dive deep into the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act, the real-life laws that protect passengers and crew, and how it all works behind the scenes on today's cruise ships. Until then, stand by for departure. Out.